Hi, I'm Anupi and we're in my kitchen and I'm going to show you how to make a delicious Indian coconut milk curry using your Indian spices and chef's choice coconut milk. Let's go. The first thing that I like to do with some of my curries, if I'm using ingredients that are a little longer cooking, like in this case, potatoes and cauliflower, and yeah, sure, green beans, although they do cook a little bit faster than the other two vegetables, is I like to steam my veggies. And I just steamed these for 10 minutes, and look, the potatoes are soft, the cauliflower's soft. What that enables me to do is spend less time in the pan with the beautiful gravy curry, and it's less risk of that curry drying up in the pan. So you just have to cook less on the back end. But if you don't want to bother with this step, not a worry. Just go ahead and use your vegetables raw, put them into your pot, cook them down. It will be another 10 minutes on that end. So it's not like you're saving a ton of time. But what I really like about steaming your veggies is now you can take this and say you don't want to make a curry today, you want to make it tomorrow, make it for a quick lunch. You can take this and put it into a container, put it in your fridge, pull it out whenever you're ready to make and whip up a curry, and it will be cooked in no time. Keep in mind too, these are vegetables like cauliflower that does not suck up a ton of flavor, right? So the flavor is kind of really more coating the cauliflower, so it's okay to kind of get it in there and kind of flash cook it. The potatoes are soft enough where they will break down and make a delicious curry on the back end for you if you do indeed steam them ahead of time. Again, there's no perfect way to do it. It's just a little tip that I've learned over the years that helps me make a dinner super quick and gets me kind of pre-prepped to get this done fast for my family. Here we go on the prep. Remember the mise en place, everything in its place is so important. And I'm just gonna run through the ingredients pretty quickly for you. We've got black mustard seed, which is essential to any kind of Indian cooking. We use the black, not the brown, not the yellow, sometimes the brown, I guess. But generally speaking, black mustard seed is really great to get into your Indian cooking, especially if it's South Indian cooking from Kerala, the state of Kerala. We've got turmeric powder. We've got some dried red chilies, tomato. I've got some garam masala, just because I add in a little bit of a Indian flavor profile to this curry. Some brown sugar. I find that little touch of sweetener really does make a difference. Some garlic, some onion, and then some red chili for the end. Also, I recommend some coriander seed as well as peppercorn. This peppercorn is actually a red peppercorn that I purchased in Kerala when I was there. And I'd say pull out whatever you've got and use it up. So black peppercorn, the red peppercorn is fine. White peppercorn is really more used for an East Asian dish, so I kind of stay away from that, although you could try it out. I'm sure it'll be fine as well. It's a little bit more pungent than sometimes the red and the black and the green. There's so many different types of peppercorn. It really is from the same pepper plant, but it's just processed in different ways. That's all you really need to do. You don't want to really grind it that much. You don't need to. I like with my curries having a little bit of texture, so I like to bite into these seeds. Oh my God, they're so delicious. One thing to keep in mind too with the coriander seed, why do I recommend looking for it, finding it, holding on to it, using it, and this is the coriander seed on its own in my jar, is because it is just such a lovely citrusy taste profile. You'll bite into it and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I added lemon into this dish, but you really did not, because that coriander seed enables you to get that citrusy, light, very airy sort of taste profile into your dish without having to water it down almost with lime or lemon. So it's just a great, fantastic little tool to get into your cooking if you can. Now let's start cooking. We've got this nice heavy pan. It's a 6-quart. I love the heavier pots and pans for making a good curry, just because you know nothing's going to burn, and you know it's really going to retain all the heat, and it's going to cook your ingredients through. We've got a medium-high heat on here. Of course, you can use electric as well. It's not just gas where it's going to work. You just need that beautiful heat. My oil is in here, and it is getting warm. On the oil, high smoke point, vegetable oil, a coconut oil could work as well. Now, what we want to do first is we want to cook our spices. That's one of the biggest mistakes that people who do not really understand Indian food and Asian foods, that's something they don't really realize, but I'd say almost equate it to the concept of cooking your garlic and Italian cooking, because you really need that oil to kind of take on the flavor properties of the spices. Spices need to be cooked. They need to be broken down. Their essential oils need to be pulled out. And that's an important first step. So we've got our mustard seed in there, and it's going to start popping. There's not much, so you really don't need a lid to kind of keep it from splattering. But if you do feel uncomfortable, go ahead and grab a lid. I'm going to put my turmeric powder in there as well. And see the sizzle? That's what you want. It's a really quick, fast process. And then my red chilies are going to go in. And again, you're going to get this beautiful color from your spices. This is how you activate your spices in a fat with heat, especially your turmeric. If you want to release all those antioxidants, the anti-inflammatory properties, it's important to heat your spices to really cook them. So, and now we're going to go ahead and put our coriander seed in here as well as our peppercorn. We're going to just let that cook for a moment. You want to be careful not to overcook your spices or burn them. And it's actually the perfect amount of time, really just about a minute, under a minute, to get it to kind of like sizzle and really kind of give you that beautiful aroma. Now what we'll do is let's add in our onion and our garlic, because those are going to be the two ingredients that really need a little bit more cooking. And you want to get them nice and browned, just lightly brown, not too much. There you go. See how simple this is? You can easily do this yourself at home. Now that you've seen it, I know this is going to be uber easy for you. Now, keep in mind too, right? So you're going to go to your cupboard. You're going to be like, hey, I don't have the coriander seed. Oh, I might not have the mustard seed. Guess what? It's okay. Just leave it out. Use what you've got, folks. I'm a firm believer in that. That is a really important part of the process, not to overthink your cooking. Of course, adding these little things is going to make it even better, but don't hold yourself back from cooking just because you don't have one or two ingredients. The tomatoes are going to go in. I want the tomatoes in a little early just because that enables me to really get a nice little sear on them. And this way, they're cooked for the end dish. That is cooking up so beautifully. And now I'm going to go ahead and put my steamed veggies in. So remember, we've got our basket full of steamed cauliflower, as well as potato and some green beans. And we're going to shift a bit to grab something. So if I don't want to cut up my beans because I steam them whole, just so that I kind of keep all those keep all the nutrition intact. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's go in here with my cooking shears, excuse me, and just cut it up. See, what's going to happen is all those beautiful spices, they're going to come off that oil off the pan, and you're gonna smell them, and it's gonna be delicious, but you might cough a tiny bit. It's okay. This in itself looks delicious, doesn't it? And if we don't add anything else, this dry dish is called a sabzi. You could actually cook it down and eat it just like this if you wanted to. We'll let this cook about a minute, and then I'm going to show you how to make it into a curry. So we've just been cooking these veggies just a little bit, just a couple minutes. If you had not steamed them, at this point, what I would recommend is adding in about a 1/4 cup of water, maybe even 3/4 cup of water. You don't want it to be too watery on the back end. So just enough water to cook your vegetables. That is going to be important because you want to get your vegetables super beautifully soft so they break down in your curry. But because we steamed these vegetables, we can add our coconut milk in, our chef's choice for beautiful, delicious coconut milk. We're going to add in a little bit of brown sugar, salt, our garam masala, because we're making it into an Indianized curry, just a touch of soy sauce, Kikkoman. That is that little extra, I'm not sure what that is, but it's so good. Flavor profile. And it does go, folks. Don't worry. I've never steered you wrong, have I? No, I only give you recipes that I love to eat and that I think are absolutely delicious. This is gonna be amazing. And then you just let it simmer through about 4 or 5 minutes perhaps until everything kind of breaks down for you. And as it's cooking down, I like adding another layer of heat with some crushed red chili. I got this from the East Asian grocery store, a Vietnamese store actually, Southeast Asian, and I just like all that heat. I know, it's insane, but we like heat. If you don't use that. Use half of it, use 1/4 of it, whatever you want. Remember, I'm not cooking for you. You're cooking for you and your family. You have to cook what you think is good for you, but I want to give you full flavor recipes the way we eat them at home so that you understand the high level of spice and heat that we like in our cooking. Folks, that's really all there is to it. It's really not that difficult. That is a delicious, delicious Indian coconut curry. You're gonna love it with rice, maybe have it with some noodles, maybe with quinoa, whatever you want to eat it with, it is going to pair perfectly. Thank you so much to Chef's Choice for this phenomenal Indian coconut curry. Your coconut milk is amazing. It's delicious. It's really high quality. I recommend all of you check out Chef's Choice. And as always, I love my Kikkoman soy sauce. Look how much I use this soy sauce. We're almost out. I'd refill this jar. I can't because I have to go out and buy more. We love Kikkoman in our house. And a lot of folks don't realize that Indian cuisine can also benefit from a touch of soy sauce. A lot of Indo-Chinese dishes, and in this coconut curry, I like to just put a dash of soy sauce in just to give it that little extra punch. I truly hope that you not only enjoyed that video, but now it inspired you to try something like this at home. No matter what vegetables you use or whatever you have in your pantry, it is truly super, super simple. So if you want the recipe, you want to see more videos, you want to chit chat with me, check me out on my website, on YouTube, on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, all under Indian as Apple Pie. And remember, always, #StaySpicy.